Yo, yo, what's up, world? Milkman, Mr. Milk Tasty, coming back at you with another episode, splashing in the fish bowl. And on today's episode, we got Daddy O's word. Yo, yo. So, just talking to the old man and give me some good knowledge. Him giving me some good knowledge. And, man, I was talking to quite a few people today. More people than expected for me to be like pretty stationary. I expect to have so much conversation going, but thank God for the conversation. And also, the day started off a little bit on the rough side, man. I was like questioning whether God paying attention to what's going on in my situation down here. Like, hey, I'm reading this positive book and trying to stay positive, and at the same time reading the Bible and trying to talk to God, throughout all that's going on. And it just seemed like when I tell you, man, things are going ooh, and they still a little iffy, but I could see thank God for let me see the light, because I was looking like, what is the light at the end of the tunnel? I mean, after everything that has happened, I have been positive and it's still like going that way. And I was like, you know what? We're gonna continue to stay positive, and I'm glad we did. But y'all didn't see me snap a little bit this morning. I snapped a little bit. God forgive me for, you know. It is what it is. We're gonna get us some rest tonight, but I just wanted to tell y'all this good information that I had got, because I had got some good information, and I was like, let me share that. Let me share that. Hold up. Come on. Look at that. Snow on it. Snowy. Oh, snowy. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, we finna sleep good, baby. Hey. How you doing today? Looking for a charger, I say. I'm looking for a charger, I say. It's like they went away. Where did they all go? Where did the chargers all go to? I'm always throwing the cords. Did I throw them that far though? I don't know if I throw them that far. What's up? Y'all give me 1 minute. Gotta get the charge. You can't let the phone be dying. My bad. Y'all know I ain't professional yet, right? Millionaire Mission Milk Tasty, Mr. Milkman splashing in the fishbowl. I am not a professional YouTuber yet. We working on it. We're gonna get our stuff together over here though. Appreciate y'all for coming back. Appreciate y'all new subscriber for subscribing. Appreciate everybody that be riding when I'm riding. Sliding when I'm sliding. Keeping me entertained. I need the love. Appreciate it. I reciprocate it. You show me love, I show you love too. That's what we do. That's how we moving. I got a good one for y'all tonight though. It ain't come from me, came from Daddy O. It's a good one right here. Gotta take your time and let it digest. You heard me? Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Take your time, let it digest. You heard me? He told me a good way to digest it, so I'm gonna tell y'all a good way to digest it. And I ain't gonna hold you. It's wherever it need to be, man. I ain't gonna hold you though. We ain't gonna even mess around. We're gonna get right to it. Dear Lord Father up in heaven, thank you for everything. Thank you for keeping me safe on this road from harming anybody harming me. I apologize humbly for my outburst this morning, but I was not feeling your presence, your love. I was feeling neglected and stepped on like an ant. And I thank you for coming through and showing me who you is, showing up and showing out at a time that I needed it. I feel like you do these things so that we know that we can only depend on you. It's no matter what we do, no matter how hard we work, no matter how hard we hustle. Sometimes it's just like, hey, you need to depend on me. And I understand it, Lord, but please, please, please. Less of the discretions and more of the blessings. In Jesus' name, please. Amen. I want to enjoy life. It's this beautiful world you created. You done let me see some of it. Now I want to taste the rest. I'm willing. You know what? Yeah, God, I'm willing to work in my part. Amen. I'm willing to work and do my part in Jesus' name to enjoy all of the things that you have brought into my life, the family, the people. Thank you, Father, up in heaven. Let me be appreciative of the people that you have brought into my life. In Jesus' name, because people are leaving this place. And thank you for healing me in my back from the crown of my head to the sole of my feet. I ask you to give me knowledge, wisdom, and understanding as I read your word. May the people listen and get knowledge, wisdom, and understanding as they hear me read your word and be encouraged to pick up your word and read it for themselves and build a relationship with you themselves in case they're orphan out here and don't know who their father is. And build a relationship with you, my Father up in heaven, and your Son, Jesus Christ. In Jesus Christ's name, I pray you watch over my family, friends, and my enemies. Let's get into the daddy your word. And thank you for my Father on earth for giving me good word, too, and my Bible so I could keep studying about you after I got released out of the belly of the beast like he did, too. In Jesus' name, amen. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I said. I said what I said when I said what I said. I said, my old boy got out of the belly of the beast, and you know he gave me a Bible. My old boy got out of the belly of the beast and gave me a Bible. And we be politicking about it. And this is what we came up with tonight. It's Psalms 138. What you want to do? Yes, I'm doing very great. How are you doing tonight? Good morning, wherever you're at in the world. We reading Psalms 138. And what I was told to do was read it from the beginning to the end and then read it backwards. I didn't understand when I was told that, but once you hear it, then you'll realize why he said it. Okay, let's get into it. I will give you thanks with all my heart. I will sing praises to you before the gods. I will bow down towards your holy temple and give thanks to your name for your loving kindness, your truth. For you have magnified your word according to all your name. On the day I called, you answered me. You made me bold with strength in my soul. All the kings of the earth will give thanks to you, O Lord, when they have heard the words of your mouth, and they will sing of the ways of the Lord. For great is the glory of the Lord. For though the Lord is exalted, yet he regards the lowly. But the haughty he knows from afar. Though I walk in the midst of trouble, you will revive me. You will stretch forth your hand against the wrath of my enemies, and your right hand will save me. The Lord will accomplish what concerns me. Your loving kindness, O Lord, is everlasting. Do not forsake the works of your hands. In that last verse, your loving kindness is forever. My daddy told me, I think in his Bible, say your faithfulness is forever. So different Bibles got different versions. I think of the Bible I'm looking to purchase is called MacArthur Bible. I think it's like a MacArthur study Bible or something like that. That's the Bible I'm looking to purchase. I can't wait to see a books in Barnes and Nobles or something and go get it too. Like I'm anxious to go purchase that like tomorrow. Like, yeah, I can't wait to get it. I want to read it and see what it say. But that was the word, but I'm gonna read it backwards now. Cause remember I say he say read it from the front to the back. This is Psalms 138 now. And it's going backwards. The Lord will accomplish what concerns me. Your loving kindness, O Lord, is everlasting. Do not forsake the works of your hand. Though I walk in the midst of trouble, you will revive me. You will stretch forth your hand against the wrath of my enemies, and your right hand will save me. For though the Lord is exalted, yet he regards the lowly. but the haughty he knows from afar. And they will sing of the ways of the Lord. All the kings of the earth will give thanks to you, O Lord, when they have heard the words of your mouth. On the day I called, you answered me. You made me bold with the strength of my soul. For you magnified your word according to all your name. I will bow down towards your holy temple and give thanks to your name for your loving kindness and your truth. For you magnified your word according to your name. I will give you thanks with all my heart. I will sing praises to you before the gods. And that is Psalms 138. And where we was at in the Bible though, we wasn't in the Psalms. Uh-oh. We done up and done it, y'all. I had done got into it with my daddy. And I done lost our original place in the Bible, where we was at. But I can't never forget where we was at because that story was so good. We was in Esther. Yeah, no, we was in Esther. Esther. Okay, I think we stopped on chapter 8. Yeah, so we stopped on chapter 8 in Esther last night. And if you remember correctly, Esther was the one that Mordecai, her uncle, raised her. And then Queen Vashta didn't come out when the king told her to come out. So Esther ended up replacing her, being the new queen. And the king right-hand man was trying to kill like Esther's uncle. Because Esther's uncle was like a bomb, and he used to be like in the middle of at the king gate all the time, just begging, just like, not really begging, he used to just be there. Because he was concerned about his niece. That's why he was at the gate. He was at the gate because he was concerned about his niece, because they didn't know that she was a Jew or whatever. But he knew. But he was not a queen. So he wanted to kill him. So on the day he was going to tell the king that he wanted to hang him, the king had done made a decree for him to be honored. And he had to honor that man. He went home with his tail tucked. And then Esther set up a nice banquet for him and told the king, hey man, this man trying to kill me and all my relatives, man. What you gonna do? What you gonna do about this fool? He trying to kill me. You see that decree he made? That was about me too. I'm one of them. I'm a Jew. So the king had that boy hung on the same gallows that he made to hang Mordecai. He got up out of it, and now we are at the point where, so when the decree went out for them to, on this day they supposed to kill all the Jews. This is a Bible book, YouTube. Don't be tripping or nothing. So there's actually been a reversal. So the king sent out a reversal letter saying that nobody better not do nothing to the Jews on that day, and actually giving the Jews authority that if anybody came against their tribes and tried to do anything to them, that they could fight back. So we're still in Esther. We're almost out of Esther. So let's get into chapter 9. I was just going to give y'all Daddy O's reading, but I thought about it. I say Daddy O's reading to be like a plus, like a starter. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a good place to start, because it's coming from solid foundation. And then we'll continue our Bible reading so you can continue getting some good word in you, where you tripping down the road, trucking down the road, just chilling at the house, in the hot tub, on the beach, wherever you may be. Blessings be upon you. You know what I'm saying? Stay prayed up. Let's go. All right. Now in the 12th month, that is the month of Adar, on the 13th day, when the king's command and the edict were about to be executed, on the day when the enemies of the Jews hoped to gain the mastery over them, it was turned to the contrary, so that the Jews themselves gained the mastery over those who hated them. The Jews assembled in the cities throughout all the provinces of King Asherah to lay hands on those who sought their harm, and no one could stand before them, for the dread had fallen on them. The dread of them had fallen on all the people, even all the princesses of the provinces. The satraps, the governors, and those who were doing the king's business assisted the Jews because the dread of Mordecai had fallen on them. Indeed, Mordecai was great in the king's house, and his fame spread throughout all the provinces, for the man Mordecai became greater and greater. Thus, the Jews struck all their enemies with the sword, killing and destroying. And they did what they pleased to those who hated them. At the citadel in Susa, the Jews killed and destroyed 500 men in Pethadona, Delapon, Athapara, Partha, Adelia, Daratha, Pathmasha, Assyria, Ardaria, Vezida, 10 sons of Haman, the sons of Hamadiah, the Jew enemy. But they did not lay their hands on the plunder. On that day, the number of those who were killed in the citadel in Susa was reported to the king. The king said to Queen Esther, the Jews have killed and destroyed 500 men and the 10 sons of Haman at the citadel in Susa. What then have they done in the rest of the king's provinces? Now, what is your petition? It shall even be granted to you. And what is your further request? It shall also be done. Then said Esther, if it please the king, let tomorrow also be granted to the Jews who are in Susa to do according to the etiquette of the day, and let Haman's 10 sons be hanged on the gallows. So the king commanded that it should be done so, and the etiquette was issued in Susa, and Haman's 10 sons were hanged. The Jews who were in Susa assembled also on the 14th day of the month, Adar, and killed 300 men in Susa, but they did not lay their hands on the plunder. Now the rest of the Jews who were in the king's province assembled to defend their lives and rid themselves of their enemies, and killed 75,000 of those who hated them, but they did not lay their hands on their plunder. This was done on the 13th day of the month of Adar, and on the 14th day they rested and made it the day of resting and rejoicing. But the Jews who were in Susa assembled on the 13th and 14th of the same month, and they rested on the 15th day and made it a day of feasting and rejoicing. Therefore the Jews on the rural areas who live in the rural towns make the 14th day of the month of Adar a holiday for rejoicing and feasting and sending portions of food to one another. The feast of Purim instituted. Then Mordecai recorded these events, and he sent letters to all the Jews who were in all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus, both near and far, obliging them to celebrate the 14th day of the month of Adar and the 15th day of the same month annually, because on those days the Jews rid themselves of their enemies. It was a month which was turned for them from sorrow into gladness, and from mourning into a holiday, that they should make them days of feasting and rejoicing and sending portions of food to one another and gifts to the poor. Thus the Jews undertook what they had started to do, and what Mordecai had written to them. For Haman, the son of Hamadiah, the Agagite, the adversary of all the Jews, had schemed against the Jews to destroy them, and had cast that is, Lot, to destroy them and destroy them, to disturb them and destroy them. But when it came to the king's attention, he commanded by letter that his wicked scheme which he had devised against the Jews should return on his own head, and that he and his son should be hanged on the gallows. Therefore they called these days Purim, after the name of Pur, and because of the instructions in this letter, both what they had seen in this regard and what had happened to them. The Jews established and made a custom for themselves and for their descendants and for all those who allied themselves with them, so that they would not fail to celebrate these 2 days according to their regulation, according to their appointed time annually. So these days were to be remembered, celebrated throughout every generation, every family, every province, and every city. And these days of Purim were not to fail from among the Jews, or their memory fade from their descendants. Then Queen Esther, daughter of Abihail, with Mordecai the Jew, wrote with full authority to confirm the second letter about Purim. He sent letters to all the Jews to 127 provinces of the king of Ashur, namely words of peace and truth, to establish these days of Purim at their appointed times, just as Mordecai the Jew and Queen Esther had established for them, just as they had established for themselves and for their descendants. Instructions for their times and fasting and their lamentations. The commandment of Esther established these customs for Purim, and it was written in the book. Mordecai's greatness. Now King Ahasuerus laid a tribute on the land and on the coastlands of the sea, and all the accomplishments of his authority and strength, and the full account of the greatness of Mordecai, to which the king advanced him Are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the king of Media and Persia? For Mordecai the Jew was the second only to King Esther, great among the Jews and in favor with his many kinsmen, ones who sought the good of his people and one who spoke for the wealth of his whole nation. There you have it. Daddy O's reading. You feel me? I really just want to warm up my food, lay down, and go to sleep, but something's telling me I need to get some of this positive word in me too. Don't just read the Bible, just read some of this too, because I just need some more of it in me. It's been so helpful lately. So maybe it'll help you too. I can tell you a few clues up out of it. It tells me have a positive attitude. It tells me have a attitude of gratitude. It tells me my attitude is my latitude. That's what I have learned so far. Studying this book. What do I have to eat? I have some more steak and cheese and wings. Oh yeah. Some water. All right. So this part of the book is called, this part of the book is called Rebooting Your Brain for a Positive Outlook. Change your future by renewing your mind. Your mind is the first critical arena in which you must do battle. That ain't gonna work. All that keep on making noise now. You gotta chill on that now. That ain't gonna work right there. You gotta chill. Your mind is the first critical arena in which you must do battle in order to escape the trap of negative thinking and adopt a positive attitude. If you're going to enjoy all the benefits of a positive outlook and an increased sense of well-being, more joy, greater opportunities, deeper relationships, and a higher level of success in life, you must first renew your mind. But how? Negative thinking is more than a disease. It's a pattern, a rut that's etched onto your brain from years and years of practice. If you ever tried to break a long-time habit or make sweeping changes in a traditional bound institution, or quite literally teach an old dog new tricks, then you know that long ingrained pattern of thoughts are extremely difficult to break. The good news is that it can be done. Many people before you have made the journey from negative thinking to ebullient. Hold on, they using special words. We're gonna have to Google this. These niggas ain't finna have me on here looking crazy. We're gonna figure out what the words say, what the word means. It's a very okay, you know what? We're gonna just unplug this one out when they just ain't acting right. Keep talking, making noise. We don't want to hear that right now. We on this right now, but we gotta do this one first.
Ebullient.
Oh, ebullient. And it means cheerful and full of energy, boiling or agitated, as if boiling misted, full of energy, cherry, so ebullient.
Ebullient. Ebullient.
That's how you pronounce it, ebullient.
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 Ebullient. And it means full of energy and cheer. So you see how you can use big words that just mean simple stuff like, bro, I had to look that up, bro. Buoyant, optimist. And you can too. To begin that journey, you'll find direction in a place that has been a source of hope, inspiration, and positive change to countless people, the Bible. One of the most powerful statements in the writings of any faith tradition comes from a man named Paul, who wrote many of the Christian scriptures. In his longest and best known writing, Paul said this: "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." As a young person, I discovered those words and they've truly changed my life. The secret to gaining and keeping a positive attitude is contained there, and it's so simple. These words confirm what we've already noted both from psychological research and life experience. If you want to make a positive change in your life, you must first change your mind. Your thoughts are key. A second important element is contained in the statement also right at the beginning. Notice the words, do not conform to the pattern of this world. In other words, to transform your life, you must be willing to separate yourself from the culture around you, which is largely negative. You must recognize the ways in which you've been sucked into the whirlpool of negativity that surrounds you and break free from the patterns of thought, speech, and behavior that go along with them. So taking Paul's word as a guide, the first step to rebooting your mind so you can adopt a positive attitude is to break the old patterns of thought. And the second is to develop new thinking. Let's put some practical steps behind each of those objectives so that you can reboot your brain, renew your thoughts, and adopt a positive outlook. Break the old patterns. Break the old patterns. My home in Oakland is surrounded by greenery. My home in Oakland is surrounded by greenery, and I sometimes watch the birds that come and go through the seasons. Hummingbirds are my favorite. These little magnificent flit here and there, pausing to hover in mid-air as they look for something sweet to imbibe through their delicate bills. They're attracted to the color red, which is why hummingbird feeders typically have bright red on them somewhere, and they love nectar. That means hummingbirds are easy to attract. All you need is sugar water and red food coloring. They're always attracted to what's bright and sweet. There's another type of bird that shows up on my property from time to time. It could be more different from the hummingbird. These birds are much larger, and they can often be seen soaring high overhead or perched on the very top of the branches of trees. These birds ride thermal currents in the air and use their keen sense of smell to locate rotting flesh. I'm speaking, of course, of turkey vultures. These scavengers fly over much of the same range as the hummingbirds, but they don't see bright colors and savory sweet smells. Instead, they're attracted to what is dead, decaying, and foul. In seeking to adopt a positive outlook, you're undertaking the arduous task of transforming yourself from a turkey vulture into a hummingbird. You're moving from a lifetime of thoughts, words, actions, and habits that focus on negative, what's not right, not hopeful, difficult, discouraging, to seek what's bright and sweet, hope, joy, gratitude, kindness, and other attributes of a positive attitude. In short, you must break the old negative patterns of thought. Here are 3 steps to doing just that. Take a mental inventory. Your first step in breaking old pattern of negative thought will be to take a mental inventory. Your goal here is to assess your thoughts and determine exactly where you need to change. To do this, I suggest that you adopt the same technique used by successful dieters and budgeters. It's been proven that people who keep a food diary, that is, who write down everything they eat all day, are far more successful at losing weight than those who don't. Also, people who keep a record of everything they spend are far more successful at living on a budget. There's something about putting your behavior in black and white that clarifies reality and motivates change. You can leverage that power by keeping a thought diary. Try this for a week or longer. You'll need some place to record your diary, but it doesn't have to be fancy. A small notebook, your smartphone or computer, or a simple piece of paper will do. The important thing is that you record your thoughts. To keep your diary, it's not necessary to record every word you think all day. That would take too much time and space, though it would be revealing for you to read. It will be enough to pause no fewer than 3 times each day and record your thoughts and reactions for the previous period of time. Give special attention to these things: your mood, your reaction to things people say to you, your reaction to things that happen around you. What's up, y'all? Including the weather, traffic, happenings at home, your reaction to ideas that are proposed to you, actions you consider taking, your words. At the end of each day, access your thought activity by asking yourself these questions. Was my mood generally positive, negative, or neutral? What accounts for that mood? Were my responses to people mostly positive or negative? Why? Were my responses to the things that happened to me today mostly positive or negative? Why? Were my responses to new ideas mostly positive or negative? Why? How much did I engage in any of these negative types of speech? Complaining, naysaying, criticizing, belittling, arguing, using profanity. To what degree did I engage in any of these positive types of speech? Complimenting, affirming, encouraging, suggesting, consoling, motivating. Which of my actions or planned actions were the result of negative forces such as fear or anger? Which of my actions or planned actions were the result of positive forces such as hope and joy? How much did I worry today? What effect did it have on me or others? Overall, I did display an attitude that was more negative or more positive. Overall, did I display an attitude that was more negative or positive today? Well, did you? YouTube, your numbers for me. What's going on? Yes. What's going on? I think I was just on your page, but you ain't had posted nothing for me to like or nothing. But yeah, I remember you. What's going on, Taz? What's going on, Torrin? Yep. All right. So overall, did y'all display an attitude that was more negative or positive today? Even if it's midday or morning or night, is it more negative or more positive? I had a negative morning, but it ended on a positive note. I talked to a Muslim. I think he like a Muslim rabbi. I think he like a teacher. One of my little cousins down in Florida trying to be a Muslim, or studying to be a Muslim. I ain't gonna say trying to be. He's studying to be a Muslim, and I be conversing with him because I'm a Christian. So, and I've been watching these Christian and Muslims debate. You can go on my channel. I think I posted a few on. I might find one and just post a short so y'all can see what I'm talking about before I tap out tonight. But I talked to the rabbi and my cousin. We was gonna have a good conversation. Then I was talking to these truckers because I'm waiting for them to change my oil and stuff, and we had good conversation. So it's like I be by myself a lot. I be talking to y'all a lot too, but I be by myself mostly and in my head, and talking to God and trying to figure out this millionaire mission. Now mostly I talk to customers. That's why y'all see me posting the pictures. You see them holding up these shirts. That mean they just shop with your mans. You understand? I'm out here. I got this product. Let me know what state you in. It's you could be in a different province. You could be in a different country. I'll ship them to you. I'll get them to you. It's a millionaire mission out here for real. But let's continue. After just a few days of this exercise, you'll begin to see the ways that negative thinking may have a grip on your life. Take a media fast. The negativity of the world around us affects us in a variety of ways, many of them quite subtle. Complaining, naysaying, gossiping may arise chiefly from our immediate surroundings at home, work, or school. Yet there's more negative thought than complaining. Materialism, a victim mentality, insults as humor, and the culture of outrage all come to us from beyond our person-to-person conversations. They come to us through the media. Your consumption of mass media and social media has a tremendous impact on your thinking, whether you realize it or not. What you see and hear on television, videos, the internet, social media, and good old-fashioned printed media all put you inexorably towards the culture of negative thought. Think about it. How much of what you see in the media is positive and uplifting? Most of it is sensationalized, sexualized, or steeped in controversy. Why? Because that's what gets attention. And the communication media thrives on attention. The communicative weight of the negative images, broad humor, anger, disparaging comments are bound to affect your mental outlook. You simply cannot break patterns of negative thinking in your mind unless and until you address your consumption of negative words, sounds, and images through mass media, internet, and social media. To jumpstart your shift to a positive outlook, declare a total fast from media for a period of time. I recommend 3 weeks, but even a few days will be enough to show you how great a value of negative thought you receive through these channels and how much better you feel without them. This isn't to say that the media, internet, and social communications are bad in themselves. Far from it. They can be tremendously positive tools in our lives if we use them that way. For that to be the case, you must first see how negatively they are impacting you. To do that, you need a period of media silence. Your mind is probably rebelling at that prospect. You're wondering, how can I live without social media? The very fact that you're asking that question should indicate how deeply these communication channels are embedded into your life and your lifestyle patterns. That alone should give you a reason to take a break. Here's how a media fast works. First, set a time to fast. Don't be afraid to make this challenge, to make this challenging. If you think you can't last longer than a day, set it for a week. Make your goal longer than you think you can tolerate. That's the first step in breaking this pattern. Next, enlist the support of those around you. Tell your family members what you're doing and why, and ask for their help in achieving your goal. Enlist the help of a friend who can act as an accountability partner. Telling others will both garner their support and give you an added reason to stick to your fast when it becomes difficult. Third, consider the minimum communication you must have in order to function in your various roles in your family as a student, an employee, or a boss. If you need to be available by phone, keep your phone on. Just disable or hide the communication apps. If you need to use the internet for work, do so. Just be sure that you use it for legitimate work purposes only. Fourth, shut down. This will take a bit of time planning because these communication tools are woven so tightly into our lives. Shut off the alerts on your phone and don't carry it with you every moment. You may want to move the television out of your bedroom or living room to break the daily habit of switching it on. Fifth, replace that time spent on media and communication with more positive thought activities. Rather than surfing the internet, read an uplifting book. During your commute, spend time planning your day rather than listening to talk radio. Conversations, recreation, exercise, napping, housework, all these are positive alternatives to soaking up negative thoughts and energy you will otherwise receive through the media. Sixth, reflect on your experience. What aspects of media did you miss? Why is it so difficult to unplug? What are you learning about yourself? What do you notice in others? Now that you're not constantly wired, what negative thoughts, images, and attitudes are now beginning to fade? How do you feel about the experience? What will you want? What will you want your media experience to look like moving forward? Seventh, Plan your re-entry. A media fast isn't intended to be permanent. It's an adjustment period to identify and break old patterns of thought and behavior. You'll return to media consumption at some point. So plan what you like your media to plan what you like your media use to look like. How would you limit your time spent on social media? What will you do to limit or counter the negative you'll hear each day through the news? What permanent deletions will you make from your media consumption? As a warning, let me say that your first time consuming media after a fast will be jarring. You'll realize that you've been soaking up a lot of negative compliments, insults, sexualized advertising, angry rhetoric, negative complaints, insults, sexualized advertising, angry rhetoric, and the like. You may wonder how you ever cope with the constant flow of negative thought. The jarring experience will be a confirmation that you've taken positive steps to break the pattern of a negative thought in your life. Select companions carefully. Just as the media has had a great effect on your thinking, so do your friends and associates. Motivational speaker Jim Rohn teaches what he calls the law of averages. And one aspect of this is that you're the average of 5 people you spend the most time with. Think about that for a moment. Who are the people you're around the most? Who has the greatest input into your life? Whose voices do you hear the most often? Whose status updates do you most often read? Who are you taking your cues from? Without realizing it, many of us have surrounded ourselves by negative thinkers. That shouldn't be surprising. If you've been mirrored in negative thoughts yourself, you surrounded yourself with people who think as you do, and you begin to think as they do. It's a self-perpetuating, I can't say that word for to save my life. Perpetuating. I can't pronounce the word perpetuating. Oh, I got it. Google is your friend. They will pronounce it for me. Hold on. Because I know I done said that word a couple times. And now it's just I can't pronounce it. Perpetuating. Okay, so yeah, perpetuating. It's a self-perpetuating cycle. To break free from negative thought, you must set boundaries. To break free from negative thoughts, you must set boundaries on the time you spend with negative people. You cannot immerse yourself into a break room filled with complainers and hope to escape a positive outlook. If you hang around people who gossip and think negative about others, you'll begin to do it too. Carefully select the company you keep. Breaking the old patterns of thought may mean breaking or at least altering some patterns of association. Develop new thinking. Breaking old patterns of thoughts and behavior is the first step in transforming your attitude. The second step is to renew your mind. It isn't enough to simply throw out the old, you must replace it with something better. Give your self-image a makeover. We conquer destructive feelings by identifying them, rejecting them, and replacing them with healthy thoughts. That includes negative thoughts about yourself. Many people are their own worst critics. The voice they hear telling them that they won't amount to much or can't succeed isn't coming from a parent, a coach, or a boss, but from themselves. To break that pattern and improve your thinking about yourself, begin by making an honest assessment of your harmful thoughts and failures. Do you have a tendency to say, I'm so stupid? When you make a mistake, do you look at the mirror and think, oh, I'm ugly? Your first step to change is to be aware of what you're doing. Next, turn away from those thoughts. Simply reject them and replace them with more positive thoughts and true statements about yourself. When you make a mistake, say everybody's human. and I've gained a valuable lesson here. If you're unhappy with your appearance, tell yourself, I'm beautiful just as God made me, and I'm going to get myself in the best possible shape. Fill your mind and your heart with true positive thoughts about yourself. Never allow yourself to dwell on failure. Talk yourself down or believe that you cannot succeed. Give your self-image a makeover. Many people find it helpful to make a positive affirmation about themselves, particularly during stressful or difficult times. This isn't hokum, and there's no magic to it. It simply means repeating aloud the positive things you know to be true about yourself. The effect of your self-esteem will be tremendous. The next time you're nervous about a presentation at work, look at yourself in the mirror and say, you're well prepared and you're going to shine. When someone insults you or ignores you, say to yourself or someone else, I am a good, lovable person. There's nothing wrong with me. This isn't a denial of your problems. It's simply a rejection of the false opinions that you or others had concerning yourself. When someone insults you or ignores you, say to yourself, I am a good, lovable person. There's nothing wrong with me. This isn't a denial of your problems. It's simply a rejection of false opinions that you or others have concerning yourself. Choose positive inputs. We've already talked about how negative inputs can skew your thinking towards the negative. The same is true in the opposite direction. Positive input into your mind will build your positive attitude and help you maintain it. Here are 3 critical areas in which you must carefully screen your inputs and choose to dwell on the positive. Friends. The power of negative friends to pull your life in a negative direction is obvious. Positive thinking friends will likewise help rise your positive mental attitude. Who are the most positive people you know at work? Who's the can-do person? Which of your friends seem to have the most joy? Which one seems the most successful where it counts in family relationships and integrity? Choose to spend more time around these people. Look for ways to be in their circle and soak up their positive thoughts and influence. Media. After your media fast, you'll have a good idea where the negativity is coming from in your reading, viewing, listening, and use of social media. Where are the positive sources? Which radio stations play the most positive music? Which news outlets presents the most balanced, hopeful vision of the world? Which social media platform fills you with hope, humility, and a positive vision? What authors inspire you to be the best you can be? Choose to invite more of these voices into your mind. It will change your thinking for the better. Private thoughts. Perhaps no input into your mind is more powerful than the private thoughts you choose to entertain. If these thoughts are negative, anger, revenge, envy, coveting, and the like, you'll be dragged into negative thinking no matter how many good external inputs you have. To be fully successful in adopting a positive outlook, you must choose to dwell on positive thoughts. No one can control this but you. No one can control this but you. Choose to invite positive thoughts into your mind. Whatever is wholesome, positive, hopeful, inspiring, and challenging. Whatever fuels you, motivates you, and lifts your sight to be a better future. Think about such things. Review your achievements at the end of each day, making positive plans for tomorrow. Talk about the message or craft of a movie or book with a friend. Engage the thinking of others through reading thoughtful blogs. Don't ignore negative thoughts or experiences. Simply notice them. Learn what you can from them and move on. Let your mind rest on positive thoughts that will feed your positive attitude. Stretch yourself. A thorough way to renew your mind is to continually improve it. You can do this by committing yourself to being a lifelong learner. Stretch your mind by considering new ideas and having new experiences. Challenge yourself to meet new people and learn how they think. Look for opportunities for learning through your work. Don't allow yourself to become complacent intellectually. By constantly challenging yourself to grow, you'll learn new things, gain fresh insights into old problems, and create a steady stream of positive thoughts and ideas into your mind. It's time for a mind change. Dr. Norman Vincent Pearlie wrote, and now we get down to 2 magic words that tell us how to accomplish just about anything we want to accomplish. 2 powerful words that can change any situation. 2 dynamic words that all too few people use. And what are these 2 amazing words? Do it. Now is the time for you to do it by putting the learning from this book into action. Up to now, we've been talking theoretically about the power of your attitude and drawing the connection between your outlook, your thoughts, your words, your actions, your habits, your choices, your life. Now's the time to form your own practical plan for combating the power of negative thinking in the first critical arena of your life, your mind. Let's begin with step 1 in the battle for your mind, breaking negative patterns. When will you begin your thought journal? Who will you invite to join you on this process? For what period of time will you commit to journaling your thoughts? Will you begin today? When will you schedule your media fast? How long will you fast? Who will encourage you and hold you accountable in this? Begin now to make an inventory of the friends and associates who have the most input into your life. Identify those who are the most positive so you can maximize your time with them. Also identify those who are negative influences on you. How will you reduce or eliminate the negative input? Ooh, woo! That boy was coming down like broski. That boy said, oh, coming down to shoot. I can't wait. Coming down to shoot, I can't wait. Damn. I finna just jump out and handle that right there. Goddamn, ain't no truck. Down that park like he aimed directly at me. Still got to handle that though. Got to handle that like camelback. I gotta pop my brakes on. Hold it. Yeah. Oh. Oh, there. Come on. Come on. Okay, we back. We back. Ooh, all right. Go ahead and take yourself to sleep. Have a good night there. Man, I've been up too long, man. It's time to go to sleep now. We gotta wait till the truck heat up some though before we can just lay down and sleep like that. Yeah, we gotta make sure that truck don't go off. I gotta hook up to the trailer. I ain't wanna hook up to the trailer though, but it's done got late now, ain't it? Yeah, it done got pretty late now, so ain't gonna be no Walmart runs. I'm gonna eat what I got and hopefully I don't wake up in the middle of the night. Now, you wake up in the middle of the night, you usually wake up hungry. But who was that? Okay, where we at? Where y'all at? Splashing in the fishbowl. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Make sure y'all staying prayed up out there. Make sure y'all staying focused out there. Okay. When my eyes start feeling like sand, that means I've been up too long. I did get up quite early this morning though, 'cause I was trying to get that thing in and gone, and they made me wait anyways, bro, all day. I'm steady thinking they gonna get me in there, they gonna get me in there. Alright, they gonna get me in there. Make sure the heat on back here. Yeah, see. Got the heat on up here and the heat on back there. So it'd be nice and toasty when I go back there. I can go back there, get in the sheets, cover, probably sleep about an hour, maybe 30 minutes before I get too hot. Have to get up and cut it off. But like it's snow all around right now, so some nights though when I be sleeping around that snow, I don't cut the truck off because it feel like you sleeping in the freezer already. So who for to sleep with a truck not running in the heat on? Ooh, I was that heat for the run tonight, boy. Where we was at? When will you schedule your media fast? How long will you fast? Who will encourage you and hold you accountable in this? Begin now to make an inventory of the friends and associates who have the most input into your life. Identify those who are the most positive so you can maximize your time with them. Also identify those who are negative influences on you. How will you reduce or eliminate that negative input? Now, let's talk about renewing your thoughts. How much of your negative thinking stems from a negative view of yourself? Is this view accurate? With whom can you discuss your feelings about yourself to test their validity? Who can offer positive, constructive comments about your attitude and about you? Both the things that are positive and those that may need to change. When will you seek out this person? What are the positive sources of input you can feed into your mind? Who can offer positive, constructive comments about you and your attitude? Both the things that are positive and those that may need to change. When will you seek out this person? What are the positive sources of input you can feed into your mind? What lifestyle changes must you make so you can spend more time and energy gaining from those sources? Finally, how will you challenge yourself to keep growing? Your mind must be continually fed, just like your body. How will you stretch yourself, challenge yourself to new learning, and expose yourself to new ideas and experiences? What lifestyle changes will you make in order to do that? When will you begin? I believe in you. You have what it takes to win. In the first arena where you must battle negative thinking in order to establish a positive attitude, you can win the battle of the mind. Let's do this. Splashing in the fishbowl with another episode. And the next chapter is leveraging the mind-body connection. Improve your attitude by improving your daily habits. That's the next chapter. We splashing on them. Splashing on them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Daddy-O. Shout out to you, Daddy-O. I appreciate the word of the day. Hey. Y'all know what this is. Millionaire Mission. We out here splashing in the fishbowl. We ain't holding on to no hate. What y'all to do is stay prayed up, stay focused, keep your head on the swivel because it is getting serious out here. Watch out for your children, make sure they ain't getting bullied. There's a lot of craziness going on. To all my Latino people, Hispanic people, listen, we gotta come together. Y'all gotta cut the foolishness out, man. Y'all gotta stop all this no English, acting like y'all got something against the blacks. The blacks and the browns need to be together so we can run the town. All right? them other people don't care about you. It's a few of them that's trying to be down with the black and the brown. But if the black and the brown can't get down, then they can run the town. Everybody got to come together. I ain't trying to exclude nobody. Everybody got to come together, but we can't be having infighting going on. That's all I'm saying. I don't care where you came from. Don't be coming over here like, you know what I'm saying, like y'all got an issue with us. We got issues already. We don't need more issues with other people from other places that we don't know. We don't know y'all, man. We ain't got no problem with y'all. Go talk to the people that got the everything going on, man. All right? Kumbaya around this mug, all right? Stick together. Stop killing each other. I'm tired of seeing all this mugging and stabbing and murdering. What is y'all got going on? Stop playing. Y'all playing for the wrong team, all right? Y'all playing for the wrong side. Get on the right side. Get on the good foot. That's what I'm talking about. Talking about no matter your race or nationality. Don't be out here hating no other race or nationality. That's what I'm basically talking about. You know what I'm saying? You got to be filled up with love out here. Okay? Splashing in the fishbowl with another episode. Keeping it light. Appreciate y'all for all the subs. The YouTube be just going crazy. I mean, hey, listen, almost the 2 cases. Listen, man. We're going to see 100,000 subscriber plaque in the back. That's what the goal is. We're going to do that. We're going to run the numbers up. And we're going to see the country in the meantime, in between time. I really want to drive that Tesla truck. I want to see what's up with that. It seemed different, but I just want to see what's up with that Tesla truck. For some reason, I want to drive. I'm gonna see about it. But in the meantime, between time, appreciate y'all for subbing for real. Appreciate y'all for coming through for real. Appreciate y'all. On the rewind, if you need a sub, go on one of the videos, even on this video. You say, hey, I subbed up. Let me know you subscribed. I come subscribe to you, trying to help you out. Come over there, give you some like, give you some views. You heard me? Y'all keep splashing in the fishbowl like you do. Milk, man, Mr. Milk-tastic. Super splasher. Super splashing.